Hi, this is Rob Hanley with the Durham Duplicate Bridge Club on Tuesday, August the 29th for the 399er game. We have three hands for you today. The first one is number 3. First open a club, there's a 1 heart overcall. With 4 spades and 7 high card points, I have a pretty typical negative double. So the robot on my left, Q-bid 2 clubs, that's my partner suit, has an artificial bid and it promises a limit raise or better in their partner suit, so that's hearts. Now partner competed to 2 spades, which shows me a minimal hand, 12 to 14 high card points with 4 spades. I'm not looking for game or anything at this point, so I'm just going to pass. So 2 passes around to me, and I have a very common decision. Do I decide to bid 3 spades or do I pass? So again, if we go back to my partner's description of their hand, they have a balanced hand, probably 12 to 14 points. If they'd had an unbalanced hand, they might have raised to 3 spades themselves. And as for my hand, it's a minimum balanced hand. I have no reason to be bidding 3 spades. I might get doubled in 3 spades, and who knows if they're even making 3 hearts. So I have to decide what to lead in this case. You never lead an unsupported ace or lead away from it. So that means spades are off the table for a lead. I could lead the jack of diamonds, but again, it's kind of, I'd rather have the 9 or the 8 to back up the jack 10. Instead, I think I'm just going to keep it really simple. I'm going to lead the queen of clubs. It's my partner suit, and hopefully it'll be a useful lead. Okay, so a couple of interesting things to see here. I think we can all understand why the East robot on my left raised to 3 hearts. They have that singleton spade, and they have a good 10 count with quick tricks. So the next strange thing to notice is that we're playing standard carding, and my partner played the 4 when I played the queen, and yet the queen held the trick. So ordinarily, that would be a discouraging card, and there's no reason to think it's otherwise here, but that flies in the face of the fact that the ace is in the dummy, and clearly partner has the king, or the robot on my right would have taken the king. So let's think about what else is going on. I have 4 spades. Partner has 4 spades. There's 1 in dummy. That means the robot on my right has exactly 4 spades. So in a general sense, the defense, it's clear to me at this point what I need to do. Declarer is going to be trying to ruff as many of those spades as they can in the dummy. So to counter that, I'm going to lead trump, and hopefully lead with the robot right with a whole bunch of spades. So partner had the ace, and they followed my lead on this. They continued hearts to cut down the ruff. Okay, so I'm not sure why the robot went up with the king there. I mean, I don't know what they had. Maybe they had the king and queen. Or they could just be playing my partner for the ace of spades, since they are the one who opened the auction. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to take the ace, and I'm going to continue the heart. So I know that the robot on my right still has a bunch of spades, and they're all losers. I hope. So the robot on my right had a singleton king of diamonds. Interesting. And they discarded a losing club. We'll just cover that spade. All right, I'm going to throw away my jack of diamonds. There's no more diamonds in the west hand on my right, so it's of no use. And again, I'm just going to make a minimal cover here. All right, so it turns out my decision not to compete 3 spades was a good one, and switching to a trump meant that the robot on my right had 3 losing spades. And this is interesting because I think if I was the robot sitting east on my left, I would definitely have raised to three hearts. So it just goes to show you sometimes you can have all the points, but a savvy defense is going to destroy your hand no matter what. All right, we're going to pause while we change for the next hand. All right, we're back this time with hand number 4. So my partner's opened one spade, and we are playing 2/1 bidding system. And I have a really nice, easy 1-no trump. This is a catch-all bid in the 2/1 bidding system, and it can show anything from a hand with a long-running suit in a lower-ranking suit that's weak, up to a 3-card invitational raise in spades. So in this case, I sort of have an interesting weak hand with long hearts and diamonds. So 1-no trump forcing it is, and let's see what partner does. 2 clubs doesn't really do anything for me. If they had bid 2 hearts instead of 2 clubs, I would have raised, obviously. But a bid here of 2 hearts by me shows generally 6 or more hearts and no game interest. It also happens to deny 3 spades. So a club lead, and partner actually has a pretty nice hand. I'm just not sure how well it fits with mine. So clearly I'm going to take the ace of clubs. Now I have to decide how to play the rest of the hand. So ideally what I'd like to do is either set up the spades or get a chance to at least score them. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ruff a club rather than playing trump right away. And then I'm going to play a spade towards the king, queen, and the dummy. If the ace is on my left, that works great. Okay, good. So I know that the ace is on my left, and I could ruff another club and do this again, but instead I'm actually going to lead a trump this time and put in the queen. And that held as well. So back comes another spade. Oh, there he goes. Now he knows I don't have 3 spades, so he took the correct spade. He's playing another one of those, that's fine. And I'm going to ruff that. And again, now I need to decide how to continue. So I'm going to play diamond to the ace. And I'm going to cash the king of spades, pitching the diamond. And you'll notice that the spades have split 3-3. That means the 9 and the 7 of spades in the dummy are winners. So I'm actually going to play another spade because I've got no other way to get there and hopefully get them to ruff. So throw out my rate ruffed with the ace. Clearly I can't over-ruff that. It's going to pitch a losing diamond. And back comes the jack. Fair enough. They're playing a club. Ruff that and cash the king of hearts. Looks like I'm going to have to lose the jack of hearts on my right. So despite the fact I made an overtrick, I made 3. This hand demonstrates quite nicely how with a long suit playing 2/1, the forcing no trump can be quite handy. If you were playing standard American, it would be awkward. You can't bid 2 hearts. You're not necessarily going to make 3 hearts, so you're not sure you should be jumping to 3 hearts over 1 spade. And you might be playing strong jump shifts. So that would leave you with an unpalatable 1-no trump, which partner could theoretically pass playing standard American. All right, we're going to pause while we move for the last hand. Hi, we're back this time with hand number 13. Partners open a diamond. I have 5-4 in the majors. I have 9 high card points. You always are going to bid your 5-card major here first. So 1 spade it is. And partners bid 1-no trump. So my partner has 12 to 14 high card points, a balanced hand. They do not have 4 spades. They might have 3 spades. They might even have 4 hearts. So we play a convention that's very common called new minor forcing. So if I had an invitational or better hand with 5 spades or 5 spades and 4 hearts, I would bid the unbid minor at the 2 level. In this case, that would be 2 clubs. And that would be artificial, and it would ask my partner to describe their major suit holding. In this case, I don't have enough points to be looking for game, so this creates an interesting side effect. If all invitational hands go through new minor forcing, then if I bid 2 hearts, I'm not forcing. So I'm telling my partner I have 5 spades and 4 hearts, and that they should pass if they like hearts or correct to 2 spades. And it is not looking for game, so I have no worries that my partner's going to raise. And partner likes hearts. As it turns out, partner likes hearts and spades, which is great. I have a double fit. So the lead is king of clubs. Some people might be tempted to duck this, but I think what I want to do is take the ace and get the trump out as fast as possible. I don't want anybody roughing spades. So let's take the ace, and I'm going to play a small heart. Now, my hearts are the same, but that's fine. I want to try and get as many trump as possible out. So as you can see in this case, it looks like the East robot has the ace. So by playing a small one, that left out the possibility that his partner had something useful in hearts, so he ducked from his ace. Now I'm going to play another one, and then now he's taking a club. Okay. Now here comes that dreaded spade. Play the queen, unblocking high card from the short side, and he is now roughing the spade. So that means that the robot on my left started with 4 spades. Back comes a diamond. Now, this kind of puts me to a guess on the diamonds, who's got the queen. But now that the spades are set up, it's less of a pressure play. I would always have taken the finesse on the diamonds because I can't possibly discard enough of them on the long spades. So it's not hurting me at this point. And the rest are mine. So I'll duck that and play diamond to the ace. Cash my 2 good spades. And claim the last 2 tricks. All right, so this is an interesting hand because I don't get to show that this particular auction is an offshoot of new minor forcing and that it's pass or correct, which is a surprise to some people, surprising me. All right, that's it for this week. We'll see you next time. Thanks.